Hi guys, so today I'll be working with Spellbinders' new clear stamp of the month for October of 2022. It is the wonderful Christmas. I actually have what would be considered, I suppose, the clear stamp and die of the month. So a few months back they started putting out dies that go along with the clear stamp, and they do such an awesome job with it. I mean, this guy obviously cuts out this and then all the sprigs and even some of the words. You have dies for them. So I did a whole unboxing and I'll link that video in the description box. So Spellbinders did send these items free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. So their clear stamp of the month is a photopolymer stamp set. Smells amazing, love it. So just looking at the stamp set, I really wanted to go ahead and work like with this larger swag kind of thing, and you can definitely, you know, do two of them. I'm not sure what I want to do today. Possibly I'll do two. What I was thinking about is just keeping it simple, using the embossed, the new embossing folder of the month for, you know, embossed background. And so maybe I'll just do the one, because I want to put a sentiment too, but it'll look really nice framed out too if you had one on top, one on bottom. Maybe a little sprig on the top or on the bottom, or however, you know, and then with your sentiment, however it is that you want. But I think I am going to stamp on watercolor paper. So what I'm going to do is take this guy, and I have some watercolor paper here. And this is just a pad I've had for a very long time. It's some thick stuff. So we'll see how that works out for us. And it's a little bit off-white. That's the only bummer about this stuff. So on one side, a lot of times watercolor paper has like that texture. On the back side, this one is a little bit smoother. I'm going to use the back side. Generally, you stamp it on the other side, or you watercolor on the other side, right? What I'm going to do is just stamp in a gold ink. And I'm also going to top that off with some gold embossing powder, just to give it a double whammy of that gold. And you know what, while we're here, I'll probably also, let's do the Merry Christmas, because that's a larger sentiment I can do, and that'll be good. So I'm gonna get this set up on a stamping platform, and I'll be right back. So all I did was set these up so I know that's where I want them to stamp, but of course I'm gonna take them apart. It does have a sticky dispersion layer, because that's just how photopolymer stamps are. You can wipe them off with some alcohol, and then make sure to wash that off, because you don't want to just leave alcohol on there. Or just really give them a good scrub when you go to use them the first time. Lots of different ways to kind of get rid of that. I just generally go for it, but just in case you're having a hard time stamping, that might be why. I'm just going to use a pigment ink. Oh, this is what I was going to get. I believe Spellbinders is now carrying the little Ranger puff, so yeah, it's called a puff. But anyway, it's a anti-static pouch. Why did I stick that back down? I don't know. I didn't need to. I already picked it up. So now I'm just going to put this. Now really, I don't care if this is super gold, if it works out really nice, because I'm going to use my gold powder anyway on top of that. But we do want, of course, the ink to be there. And it'll be kind of wet and tacky for a long time. I'm giving a really good pressure just everywhere. That looks pretty good. I'm going to push down right here and right here a little bit more. Okay, and what I'm going to do is get like a scrap of paper. Get these guys off of here. And just pour some of the Spellbinders really nice embossing powder. I like their powder. It's a very thin, like fine, so it really holds on to where you want it to hold on to. That looks really nice. I don't really hit it too hard because I like the juiciness. I mean, look at that. That got on there really nicely. So I'm going to hit this with my heat tool, and I'll be right back. And the reason I pour on things like this is so that I can just kind of go like this and scoop it right back. Pour it right back into our little pot without wasting too much of that. Okay, as always, when you heat emboss, you just leave the heat, you know, over that area long enough for it to turn shiny, and then move to the next area. Just keep following along, because if you keep going, it'll just flatten out and it'll leave nothing. So I'm gonna let that set up a little bit because it is hot and still, it's not sticky, it's just pliable, so you don't want to mess it up, of course. But when I am ready, I'm going to place this on here, and I always put tape on the outer edges. I don't want to put tape on the embossed area because it'll lift it off. But we're not quite ready for that. Anyway, what I'm going to do is color it first and then cut it out. So I'll be right back. So it might be a little hard to see because it's very reflective. But I'm just going to come in and just, you know, how I do. No rhyme or reason here. I do have this really sweet set. It's the Jane Davenport Brights, I believe this one is. And I have my little color swatches here so I can have a good idea of what I'm looking at. So I want to start off, well, let's get a little bit of Ladybug. Again, it's a little wet. And I'm going to bring this out. And I probably don't have to dip that again. Look at how nice and bright that is. Just bring it out to the edges of this poinsettia. And if you want to at the same time, I'm going to dip into Frida, which is this one. Darker color, and just add a little depth down the center. You know, I'm not too fussy about anything. Clean that off and just bring that out to the edge. What I really like about when you emboss with, when you heat emboss, is that it keeps your color in the little channels. And I just go over the top, and at the end, when I clean it up, I'll scrub over the whole top just to make sure that there aren't any colors just kind of impeding in there. And then I'll go in with like this yellow gold. It's basically yellow, but just to kind of do the center of my flower. And I think this is also, I'm going to start with the Frida on this one though. Just in here. So a bit of the deeper color. And just picking up our Ladybug color. And you can even get it down here if you want to, just kind of lighten it up. I got a little more than I would like there, so I'm going to just blot that. And you guys know I just add color. I don't get too picky about it. So let's get that. And like this is a green here. I think this is, it's kind of a tealy green, but you know, I should mix it down here and not up on the colors there, but that's okay. I'm going to start in here. There's another leaf right there. Kind of wipe that off and go in with my lighter green. Right in there. Okay, and color in the little berries and all that. So I'll just continue wherever it looks like I can put color, I will. And I'm not really squeezing this unless I put it down here and I really want like a lot of color to come out. I don't really squeeze this guy. Let's think. I'm trying to think what Christmassy color that's a little bit different for these other guys. Should we do something unexpected? Like, I don't know what this flower is, but maybe we can do a little, like a light wash of like blue in there. And that guy's going to be a little blue flower. And anything that looks like him, I'll just color with this blue, and it looks like it's just those two. So that's fine. We'll get a little yellow in the center. You can see it there. Little red berries. I would maybe do some with this lighter red. And some with the darker red. Oh, not that one, this one. You know, so just have fun with it. Just go in and just be real free. Okay, and I'll finish it up. So while that's drying, I'm going to roll this paper through. I just thought, how pretty would that be like on really stark black? I don't know. I think it would be really cool. But this paper is very delicate, and so it's very thick also, so we'll see. I'm going to kind of give it a little zhuzhing already, just to break up some of the fibers to get it ready. I don't know if you can see, I'm just kind of, and we'll see what happens. If it doesn't work out for me, I'll use another black paper. So this is a standard A2 size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, just this card base I have. And this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And so I'm going to run it through this guy. And this definitely has a side that I want, a side that, you know, but you know, if you want the emboss or the deboss, you can decide. So if you put it this way facing up towards the words, you're going to have it pushed up, right? But let's say I wanted the black to be debossed, I would put that facing down and then put it through, and it'll push into the thing. So I'm just going to do this, and I'm just going to roll it through With the Platinum 6, the standard or embossing plate, or embossing sandwich, is just this. Is a standard plate, this guy, and then one cutting plate. So, you know what I'm saying? Like the main plate, this guy, and one cutting plate. And that's it. Okay, and now I will roll this through and I'll be right back. Okay. So let's take a look at this. I heard it creaking and crackling as soon as I started going through. Wow. No, it's on there. What's crazy is if you look at it from the side, you see some of that white paper, but if you look at it from the top, it's pretty much black. I mean, there's a little something cracking there. I like it. And there's the other side, so I think we're good. Okay, so let me just glue this piece down. And then, I think this might be ready for cutting. I didn't want to hit it again with the heat tool, so it might still be a little bit wet. But basically, I'm just going to look through there, like I showed you with the other words. Oh, you know, I should mention, if you want to give not a white edge, you could have taken like maybe some light blue or something, gone in all the recesses and all these areas. So when you cut it out, it has like a blue edge. But for this project, I like that stark from this to the black. So we have that there. And again, when I put my washi or my best ever craft tape, I'm putting it on the outside, trying not to stick it on the embossed areas, because we don't want to pull those off. Okay, and I'll probably put another one just to make sure it doesn't move too much. And then I'll also do the Merry Christmas. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. So the Glimmer of the Month is very similar in style and probably what I'll do with it. So just giving you that little notice there, and that's pretty. So I didn't know exactly where I wanted to put her or how. Oh, that's lovely too, though. Maybe something like that. Or you can even go this way with it, couldn't we? Now, if I had thought about doing this initially, I would have made it so that the ornaments were hanging the right way, right? You can maybe your paper, but this looks really lovely in that direction. Looks like an eye there. But yeah, I definitely would have oriented the paper a different way. Very cool. Okay, so I think I'm going to pop this up just to give it some dimension. I was debating which one to pop up, you know, if it's one or the other. So I'll glue that down. So I'm going to put a bunch of dimensionals on the back of this and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we have this. This is a very fancy clear stamp of the month. It has a really just opulent feel to it. And then I'll put this right here. And just making sure we're about straight here. Looks pretty good. I'll be right back. Hey guys, look how lovely that is. Totally different. I mean, that matte black in the background looks amazing. And then I have, I just pulled out some of the new half pearls. Ooh, the black, oh, that would be cool. But I want to bring in some more red, and then I'm going to use this brighter red, I think, called Fashion Poppy. And just pop a few of them down here. Oopsie. Oh, that's a sharp point. Let's just switch that out for a different thing, because that did not feel good. Okay, let's see here. I don't want to use the biggest. I think I'm going to go with like this mid-size, and then some of the smaller ones or something. Something like that. Maybe there. There, something like that. Just a little something. Alright guys, well thanks for watching, and I might add a few more of these guys. I'll have the images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box. Again, for Spellbinders, if you are already a club member, you have until the 5th to make changes, but on the 5th I believe they already charge it, so you should have made them between the 1st and the 4th. If you want to sign up for the club, you have until the blackout dates towards the end of the month to do that. And yeah, it's just a beautiful month. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.